Hello, welcome to a quick introduction video on multi-view projections, also known as orthographic projections or orthographic multi-views. And the reason that we have this name is sometimes when you have a three-dimensional object and you want to draw it, what you might find is the easiest, especially artistically, is to draw different views of it, but draw them straight on or perpendicular views. Which would then also be an orthogonal view, right? Orthogonal is perpendicular. So we could draw a straight on front view of our truss bridge here. It's very cool. Trusses are amazing. We can draw a top view and we could draw a side view, and that would start to communicate the geometry of our bridge. It might not be enough, but it would be a start. And so we're going to just jump right in and we're going to look at, for now, just the three front, side, and top view. And so to help set up our page, I'm going to go ahead and label a spot for our front view and then also our side view, and then finally the top view. So we want to start with the front view. In multi-view projections, your front view always anchors everything, and the front view is the view with the most information, which in this case would definitely be straight on. So quickly, as we look at this, and if it helps, you might be able to see it a little bit better if I put it in front of the glass. But we have three horizontals on the bottom, one horizontal on the top, two vertical, and then we have these three diagonal, where the middle diagonal matches the diagonal direction on my side. Over here, it's in the same direction. So we want to give that a draw. Now I'm going to draw all the lines in blue, just to those are member colors. And let me also point out that the connections, because this is made from Connects, the Connects builder block pieces, they're pretty huge. They're a little obnoxious and larger than what you'd see on a real bridge. We're just going to color those in with little dark circles. We're not going to try to get the detail of those. So let's look at our front view. We said we had three horizontal members, and we're going to try to do a pretty accurate sketch, but it is not going to be perfect because it is a sketch. So there would be all of our horizontal members. We know we have a vertical, a little straighter. And then we said we had our diagonals. And we know we have the middle diagonal. We said it's going the same direction as the one closest to me. So here's our trussed front bridge, and we can add in our connectors. So there's our bridge. And I think it looks pretty close to what we have. So we want to add now the side view. And if we look at the side view, it might be easier to see here, basically just looks straight up like a rectangle. All right, we can't really see a lot of other detail. So we have a straight across. We're going to assume these connectors don't exist. Just didn't have enough pieces. It should be a solid piece across. So we'd have a solid horizontal, solid top piece, and then our two diagonals. And it's really important. We said the front view anchors everything, which is why we drew it first. But if we want things to be anchored, we also want to make sure that they're drawn the same height. So I'm going to use the purple marker to make some dashed lines. So it would be my construction lines. And then I can come back and draw the four members that we can see. So we would have our top and bottom members, and then in the side view what look like vertical members and are really these diagonals, but they're going to be looking a little bit shorter because of course they're at an angle, so we're not getting their true view. And we can add in those major corner connectors. Again, that bottom piece should be a continuous piece. I just didn't have the connects pieces. And then finally, we want to get our top view. So if I take this and I rotate it, we definitely have these red members on top. We can see on the bottom, they're a little bit different because they're picking up these stringers. But on the top, I have my solid red pieces. Again, we're saying these are continuous members here. We would be able to see these ones on the bottom, but you can't actually see these back members because this red top members should be hiding them if we're looking straight on. We would, though, be able to see these horizontal stringers that run across. And we're going to draw them in the way that stringers are typically shown on a set of plans. Again, we need the front view to anchor our view. So we will extend up our purple construction lines so we will now have our horizontal members to denote one edge of the bridge. From the top, we'd have our second set of horizontal. Now these two members would align with this top horizontal. Our outside horizontals are actually our diagonals. We also said we could see from the bottom of the bridge that horizontal that runs across the side, same as this bottom one here on our side view, and then those red members that were on top, which is this member, the top member on our side view. And then I'm going to add in the major connections. We can, however, see our stringers. We normally don't show stringers connected. We just show that they run across and they, whoops, let me make these all a little longer. They run across and they would be hanging off of these members. So we just leave a little gap to demonstrate they're connected. And so now we have a front view anchored off that, a top view that starts to communicate, and a side view. But we can see that there's some missing information because we're not sure and we can't really tell from that top view what those stringers are attached to. So what would actually happen, because we can't quite tell, we would not want to come in and do a bottom view. That's just not how we do things in engineering. Instead, we do what's called make a cut, and we would just cut the whole top off. It's so sad. It's so easy to destroy a bridge these days. I'm telling you, construction's just not what it used to be. But we would take off the top of our bridge, we'd remove that, and then we would have another top-down view with a notation that it's the top-down view of just the bottom members. Now, you and your groups are going to head out into breakout rooms, and you actually have to read a set of plans for a different connects bridge. Because the bottom of the connects bridge has important information that's obscured from the top view, your set of plans will have a front, a side, a top, and then an additional plan view that's a section with all the top information removed and only looking at the bottom line. I hope you have fun on the activity. It's a good one.